Hey Guitar Geeks, Guitar Guts back with a video about the difference between series and parallel wiring in Dimarzio pickups. If you remember from your high school science lessons, there were two ways to wire up a circuit. You could wire it up in series, or you could wire it up in parallel. You can do the same thing with humbucking pickups to achieve two different sounds from the same pickup depending on how you've got it wired. Now this will only work with pickups that have more than the two conductor leads that came with the classic older PAF type pickups. If they only have the hot and the ground, you really can't get that much versatility out of them. But with four conductor pickups like this one from Dimarzio, you can wire it up in several different ways. The two most common are series and parallel. Now I know it's a little bit misleading for me to say that this is a four conductor pickup because there are obviously 5 wires there. But this last one is just the ground wire. It doesn't have a coating on it, and it's always wired to ground no matter what else is wired with it. The other 4 wires will be what you use to do the different wiring schemes, and they are green, red, white, and black. So why would you want one over the other? Well, normal series wiring, I would imagine, is how most people have their humbuckers hooked up. And when you've got it wired that way, you've got the humbucker at full power. It's not going to be too bright, and that's the standard humbucker sound the way the company originally designed it. Now, if you wanted to change over to parallel wiring, you could gain some advantages depending on what you want out of the pickup. Parallel wiring will give you a humbucker that has slightly less power, one that is a little bit brighter, has a little bit more high end to it, but it's still hum canceling, so you don't lose that benefit. This might come in handy if you had a neck pickup that was overpowering your bridge pickup and you wanted to wire the neck pickup in parallel to lower the amount of power just a little bit so that it wouldn't be so boomy in the neck slot. You might have one in the neck that's a little bit too dark and you wanted to brighten it up a little bit, and so wiring it in parallel would give you a little bit more high end, lower the power down a little bit, but you'd still have the hum canceling benefits in the neck slot. Also in middle positions with pickups like the Fast Track or the Chopper, if you've got pickups in the bridge and the neck that are not that hot and you've got a fairly hot pickup in the middle position, it might be a little bit too hot for the middle position and sort of overpower the neck position or the bridge. And again, even with the single coil pickups, as long as they have 4 conductor leads, you can wire those up in parallel. So it's not as hard as it looks to accomplish either one of these wiring schemes. If you're wiring the Dimarzio pickup in series, you'll take the black and white wires and wire those together. You'll solder those together, and those will be covered with tape and taped down to the black insulating cover. I've got that done on this pickup. If you can see, the red and the green wires are still sticking out the end, but the black and white have been wired together, and they've been taped down right here to the insulating wire just to keep them out of the way and keep them from causing a short circuit. So those are taped together and taped up out of the way where they can't bother anything. And then the red will become your hot output, and the green and bare wire will be soldered together and they'll go to ground. That's the humbucker wired in series, and that's the more common way to wire it up. The red will replace wherever your hot output is on the original pickup. The green and bare will probably be soldered to the back of a tone pot or a volume pot. Now, if you wanted to wire the same humbucker up in parallel, all you have to do is arrange the wires in a different order. In this case, you'll wire up the green and black wire together, and that will be ground. The red and white get wired together, and that will be your hot output. Instead of just the red wire by itself, it'll be the red and the white. And they'll both go to the hot pole piece on your switch where your old pickup was wired up. Now the bare wire is also ground in this setup, but it doesn't have to be soldered to the green. So you can put it in with the black and the green and use it as part of that ground circuit, or you can simply run it to ground somewhere else if it's more convenient. And that will give you the parallel wiring scheme, which will make your pickup a little less powerful, slightly brighter with more high end, and you'll still have the hum canceling benefits of a humbucker. So either way you choose to go, series versus parallel, Dimarzio pickups are some of the best on the market, and you just have to mess around with them and experiment a little bit and see what's best for you. But don't chuck one because you don't like it to begin with. There are several other ways, including splitting the coils, that you could experiment with. And each new wiring scheme gives you a slightly different variation on a theme that you might like better than the original. Well, I hope you liked the video. Hope it was helpful. And thanks for watching. See you again later.